You press the record button and you do the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Anytime you're ready.
Fuck it. Good evening, folks, and welcome to episode 4 of OH Chats, Old Hunt Chats. My name is Fuckhead. And he's Fuckhead Tay, also known as Gavin Rick. This is where we come and fuckheads. This is where we come and we talk about various conspiracy theories and talk a lot of shit and nonsense. We swear a lot, so if you don't like that, fuck off. Both of us is ADHD, one of us has got Tourette's, one of us got autism, and we're both balding. Pretty much.
You've got a hat on to hide yours.
I've got a hat on to hide it because I've not shaved my head and it looks like a fucking kiwi.
Does it? Get it off.
Aye, no, it's fucking minging. It's fucking minging. If you like the channel, if you like the chat, please like, subscribe and comment. It helps us a lot. If you're feeling lovely, go on to our Patreon, bring us £1 so we can buy juice.
Cans of juice and sweeties occasionally.
Aye. What's been happening this week?
What's been happening this week? What was I going to talk? Oh, a couple of things I fucking seen this week that I thought was quite really cool actually. Did you happen to see what day would it have been? What day were we on? This is Sunday, so it had been
Sunday.
Thursday maybe?
Oh, by the way, we're late. We're late.
I know. We will get it out eventually. It's just occasionally we'll have scheduling conflicts. Anyway, Thursday, I'm sure it was. Did you see the Legia Walsall Ultras? The football?
No.
Right. Legia Walsall's Ultras are mental, right? They're brilliant. They do the big tifo things, batting the goal, and some of them are fucking amazing, right? So, Thursday, UEFA had given them a punishment for being bad boys and misbehaving, and they shut down the stand behind the goals where the Ultras usually put all their tifos and everything. So cameras for the telly showed up and there was a big banner hanging, big just plain black banner that says what is it, well done UEFA, you win this time UEFA, and that's what it says. And then hang me, just a couple of minutes before kick off, the camera pans round to the stand directly opposite where the cameras is. They'd moved them all and made a big massive fucking tifo that just said, surprise motherfuckers.
Fuck off, really?
I'll put a photo of this up now. It was fucking amazing. They went for behind the goals and UEFA thought, right, we'll fucking give them a punishment, because I can't remember what they'd done. They'd done something and UEFA went, no, your stone's shut for a game or 2 games. So they moved them all and put them directly opposite the camera. And just before kick-off, they wrote this big, massive sign that just says, surprise, motherfuckers. And then all the colours and everything. It's fucking brilliant. You can't help but admire it, just fucking how good it was. But
that's fucking brilliant.
I'm sure was it Thursday night? Because I think they're in the Europa, I think.
They're in the
Europa.
They're in the conference.
No, it must be the conference they're in, actually.
Must be the conference thing.
So I thought it would have been Thursday. You can't help but fucking do that after them, because I thought that's brilliant. Just fucking get it right on.
Just eat a massive bag of crisps.
Aye.
A steak pie.
Well,
of course.
Wee cheap plug. I was at the cheesecake guy in Kilmarnock today. You been him?
Right.
Do you like cheesecake?
I don't like. No.
Fuck it, unreal.
I'm not a fan of cheesecakes. I don't get it.
I didn't used to be a fan of cheesecakes, but this guy's fucking amazing. It's in Kilmarnock. If anybody's near there, go and have a look.
Go and have a look at the cheesecake guy.
That's as he was his money for advertising there. Right, before you get started, another thing I need to talk to you about, right? It's
overdone.
No, it's no you. It was something I was reading, and it was brought up, and I fucking went in, had a nosy about this guy. I think it's we can announce him as like we're badass of the week.
Right.
This guy is Adrian Carton de Weert. Night, Paul.
It's a name and a half.
Aye. Right. It's Sir Adrian Carton de Weert, right? It was a Belgian fella serving the British Army through Boer War, First and Second Wars. He was nicknamed the Unkillable Soldier. Right? So I started reading about this guy, right? He was born in late 1800s, right? So he served in the two world wars.
Right.
He was, wait for this, he was shot in the face, the stomach, the head, the ankle, the leg, the hip, his ear. He was blinded in his left eye. Survived 2 plane crashes, tunnelled out a prisoner of war camp in Italy, and fucked up all his fingers. The doctor told him he wasn't going to amputate him, so he ripped him off his cell. Right?
Fucking lunatic.
And went on to have a fucking... went back and served after all this. Patched him up, straight back out. Went a great life. I think he made it like an Austrian countess or something. And died at old age, killed him. Old age killed him, basically.
Bet you it was something.
He'd made holes in him.
Toothache.
He'd made holes in him and then a cheese grater.
Right. See, previously you've told me about some prick building the Eiffel Tower with fucking matches.
Aye.
Right. And then you keep this shit quiet. They keep these things quiet. I don't care about these fucking pricks with the fucking Eiffel Tower. Bet you he died of toothache. Bet you any money.
Well, he died at the age of 83. So he did. So
his bed.
Old age. And his bed. Aye, it's no... it was
continuation. It's a continuation.
But the best thing about it, and the thing that made me just... shouldn't the guy you just want to fucking salute. He was asked about it towards the end of his life, what his wars, and he says, I actually enjoyed the war. Now,
he's one of the fucking
quick reminder: shot in the face, head, stomach, ankle, leg, hip, ear, blind in one eye, survived 2 plane crashes, tunnelled out of prisoner of war camps, and ripped off his own fingers. You were here.
I fucking don't know. Something tickled my chin.
But I sat reading about this guy, and he was quite happy. Loved serving in the army. Went straight back to it. It's the thought of pulling off your own fucking fingers.
What did he do after that, though?
He mangled all his horn.
Any fingers?
Mangled all his horn and went to the doctor, and the doctor wouldn't chop them off. Fucking never.
Fucking click.
Yeah, keep it.
Click.
I don't need them here. Fucking.
Yeah, it's put them in a piece.
Aye. But it's a fucking. It was well decorated, like, because of what he's done.
Is that haunted cunt of the week?
That's my fucking legit badass of the week, I think. Just the fact that you can pull off your own fingers. But let's see, Lieutenant General he was, and he got a knighthood and was awarded the Victoria Cross, which is like the highest military decoration you can get. I can't fathom the idea of fucking holes, one eye. I had an eye patch, by the way, looked like fucking pirates.
But he fucking did. He looked like a fucking
big fucking suave pirate
with his fingers.
Aye, put his own fingers off and then just kept going. Managed a life after it. Married to sell a countess, couple of wains, died at old age. The unkillable soldier.
Perfect.
Fucking mental.
Right.
What you got for this?
So this week.
What you got for this?
This week. Now, I've got to put a disclaimer out.
Oh.
I wrote the script for this week, and I ran it past the missus.
Mm-hmm.
She called me a fucking idiot. She said,
"That's we like these mans."
She said, "That's that." In her funniest accent, she said, "That's a lot of shite. You can't eat. That'll no work." So for the last 2 days, she's been writing the script.
Oh.
So I said.
Is this even translated?
No, I've translated it.
Right.
You just need to kind of think me about it. But so that's my disclaimer. I didn't write this script. I thought of the topic. I wrote a script, and she went, "You're a fucking idiot. What's wrong with you? Why do you always do this? I hate you." She never said that, but
all right.
Well, she might have, but I never heard it.
Aye, not your face.
So, apart from WrestleMania, what is the biggest mania that's hit the world?
Well, I came at you, and it's one personally I don't agree with, because controversial opinion, I think they're shite and very overrated.
And what is that?
The Beatles, I'd imagine.
The Beatlemania. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, around about the kind of 60s, these four Liverpudlians who apparently can play instruments. I don't know. I don't like any of the songs.
I've never ever. They've got one or two wee catchy numbers, but
I've
never ever been a big Beatles fan.
Helter Skelter, best tune, right? And that's for other reasons apart from the fact that it's fucking the Beatles. Oh, big deal when they went to America and they did all this pish. Fucking did that, right? Now, what we're going to talk about tonight is probably one of the topics that you like, and it's body doubles. Right? So we're starting off with, did Paul McCartney die in 1966 and leave his bandmates to cover up the mess to make sure they stayed rich and famous in Mania? Right?
I've heard
parts of
this story.
Right. According to the theory, Paul McCartney died in a car crash November the 9th, 1966, on the way to the studio working on the upcoming album Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club. Right?
Yep.
But, as I said, it was Beatles Mania, and the new album was supposed to be the most successful one. I don't know how, because they're fucking terrible. Right? So to save the heartache of... What?
Is it Sgt. Pepper's
I'm sure
their biggest thing?
Is it no Yellow Submarine or the Greatest Hits? I don't know. Fucking Dookie. That's the most famous one. Oh, fucking rifted because of Fanta. Right. New album was supposed to be the most successful to save heartache of the fans and the management because they feared of a mass suicide.
Right. Fans, delirious fans, when they found out that Paul snuffed it. Mm-hmm.
Paul snuffed it, so I'm going to kill myself, and I don't know. Stupid, right? But apparently it happened to other bands in that era, but I don't know who. Right? So the remaining three members agreed to NDA, would say a fucking word, right? Don't say anything. So the remaining Beatles management and apparently MI5, which is the James Bond boys, basically, tried to look for a double, right, to get them through this album, Sgt. Pepper. But funnily enough, came up to Scotland. Right. They held a competition for a lookalike. They told the people that it was a local competition and it was run by the Secret Service. To replace them.
Just all the boys in the black suits outside the hall, folks. You
know what I mean? See the men in black out there? Don't worry, man. Just get them a wee half a lager, they'll be fine. So, they come up to Scotland apparently to find... I don't know why they just didn't cut about Liverpool, trying to find another Scouser.
You would think it would be a wee bit easier, wouldn't you?
You'd think that, but...
See, at that point, surely fucking hundreds of folks going to look like them anyway.
Is it all lot the same?
The kind of famous effect, like Beatles, if they wanted the Beatles, like the kind of haircuts. Our version, it's Eminem, right? If they wanted the peroxide blonde,
they wanted to be blonde. Aye.
But I'd imagine it's kind of the same back then. Like younger guys back then looked at the Beatles and went, they're getting some amount of fanny. Looking like that. I think I'm going to do that. I mean, get fucking...
I need a bowl cut.
Get a bowl cut.
Susan, go and get the fucking soup bowl out. Well, funny as you say that, right? So, he found this orphan, Billy Shears, apparently. Right? They gave him vocal lessons and surgery. Beatles already had a new look for the upcoming album. This is when they stopped looking like fucking...
Was this not the kind of bright colour, like the military style?
This is when they started... Aye, this is when they started going hippie, right? This is when they started going hippie. So looking like Paul McCartney wasn't going to be too much of an issue because the mustaches and they were all fucking flower power and all this. But it wasn't the bowl cut where you can actually see somebody's face.
No.
So that's the kind of timing of it, right? So rumour goes that the remaining members felt really guilty about it. They started leaving clues and messages in songs or material, right, as it's called. Right? It was acknowledged in their book in a way to say that, look, get it, it's fucking daft, it's stupid, it's not real, however, we'll put it in our book anyway, right? So, Beatles press officer phoned Paul. Paul answered and was at home with his black Mini Cooper locked in the garage. Right? Fucking doesn't make sense.
No.
1967, Beatles were known for black masking. Now, pre-COVID, masking wasn't actually wearing masks. In that way, when you spin a fucking record backwards, the big scene in Little Nicky, and is it Chicago? He spins it around and he goes, "I want you to spread the love of the innocent," or the blood. Right. So the Beatles apparently were really into this. Don't own a record player because I'm not a hipster wank. I don't own a Beatles CD because I don't care.
I've got a record player. Well, I lie, somebody's robbed it off me, but I did have one at one point.
I'm not into it.
Never
messages played.
Want a Beatles album though.
No. So spin them backwards. Messages played, right? So in this time, the 60s, everybody thought, oh fuck it, it's satanic messages, it's Ozzy Osbourne, it's pish, right? But 1969, Tim Harper, an editor of a student newspaper, published the article to say, is Paul McCartney dead? It says dead, but it means dead. In it, he said about the rumour. It spread around that fucking student place campus, claimed that Paul was dead. There was hints of it in the recent albums. One of these messages was interpreted as a "turn me on, Edman," right? Heard on the White Album track Revolution, played backwards. Right? So it says "turn me on, dead man." Now, it's kind of kinky, innit? Do you know what I mean? What? I don't get it. But this Tim Harper started it, and it started to spread around this fucking uni or whatever. Right? The next, I'm going to say, evidence. Right? In the back of Sgt. Pepper's album, every single Beatle apart from John is photographed facing the viewer. So this is where you do a wee bit of magic and you show us a wee clip, a wee photo, right? And I go, aye, see that there, whatever the fuck it could be, right? Facing the viewer, right? And on the front cover of Magical Mystery Tour, one member is wearing different coloured costume than the other three. Who could it be? Who the fuck knows?
I'm bringing the picture up, aye.
Listen to the story and then you can put the post, right? So, this is the instant origin of the Paul's dead theory, right? Because of Vietnam and the so-called establishment, people were ready to believe that just about any sort of conspiracy was on the go, right? In the 60s, you had...
Ski does 4 episodes of it.
Fucking right. So in the 60s, you had JFK. You had the moon. What else is in the 60s? The flower power. Jimi Hendrix, all that kind of stuff's going on. The Vietnam War's kicking off. Everybody hates the American government because, well, still the same. Right? And then all these kind of conspiracy theories, so everybody's like that. There's fucking something wrong here. Right? Eventually, the Beatles press officer had to make a statement. He had to say something like, fucking rap it. But in October 1969, a caller phoned up the Detroit radio station and told the disc jockey about a rumour he told and its clues, right? This became the main point of discussion for it on the radio show. Now, this was a radio show that would talk about fucking traffic, all sorts of shit. But instead, they talked for 12 days. I don't know how long it was, right? But about Paul McCartney. Right? Other callers phoned in, and it was basically this podcast times 50. All these people phoning in saying, "Oh, I've heard he's outside with Elvis. I've heard these notes about Bohemian Grove with fucking Steven Tyler and Walt Disney." You know what I mean? All this kind of shit, right?
I actually laughed about that the other day. See, but that did an episode of Bohemian Grove when we're talking about Walt Disney being alive and well and running about in the woods and naked, and Steven Tyler chasing him about, trying to calm him down and put trousers on, and it popped into my head the other day, and I actually started laughing, and I was like, it's a good job nobody can see me here. Son's fucking giggling away at myself.
Just fucking giggling away.
Fucking what?
This is kind of added on, right? This DJ's kind of added in his own things and all this kind of shit, right? So 2 days later, a young journalist wrote a satirical review about Abbey Road in the Michigan Daily. I don't know, but Michigan has to talk about Daily, but so he'd listened to the radio show and he'd been highly inspired by what was called the article "McCarthy Ed, New Evidence Brought to Light." He was brought to light. That was fucking right. And in the article, he identifies these clues, right? Abbey Road. Right? That's got to be one of the most famous recording studios in the world, isn't it?
Aye.
Abbey Road. Right, pish. So he claims that the accident happened after the group had a fallen out, right? Eat my boys and I'm going home. And left Paul decapitated, right? So apparently the car accident decapitated Paul McCartney, right? He claimed that George Harrison buried Paul and Ringo did the service, while John, who was apparently traumatised, went into hiding for 3 days. He was trying to figure out what to do, and he came out, the plan was already made, right? So this guy, this fucking young journalist, has pushed it further. He's pushed it further. He's starting to fucking do all the funeral plans and all this pish, right? So then he goes on to make links between the previous manager, Brian. Right? Brian, he died of an overdose. Oh no, wait. So the journalist died of an overdose, right?
Is this a Bohemian Grove overdose?
It certainly sounds that way, right? So, it goes on to say that Brian, the manager, approved it in 1966 when it happened, with the idea that after a while they would let the public know, right? So they would eventually just say, "Look, by the way, this is Billy. This is our Billy. Right? We fun him in fucking Loch Winnoch, right?" And they were going to get rid of Paul, and they would they'd get rid of the whole thing, and it would just be a kind of trio, and Sergeant Pepper after, right? But they asked the band, nothing happened, right? The band said, "No, we're not doing a public announcement," and then he died.
Right.
He's dead, right?
So
they also said that the
people
mustaches...
that about this all seems to just be...
It might be the boys in the fucking black suits. So...
It's no Will Smith and Tommy Lee Jones we're talking about.
No, it's fucking no. Anyway, right. They also said that the mustaches and Sergeant Pepper's were all due to the fact that Paul's finishing touches weren't as convincing that they wanted to be, and they had to cover up some stuff with fake mustaches. So essentially what they're saying is they needed to wear the mustaches to hide Big Billy's face. Right? He claims that the voice print studios confirmed the vocals are different, but as the years went on, Big Billy adapted to Paul's voice pattern and basically got better at mimicking.
I can't even say it either.
Acting, right?
Copying him.
He claims that the band wanted to tell the world through Sgt. Pepper's cover, right?
Mm-hmm.
The biggest hint is the scene was a graveyard scene, including the hand above the head of Paul. This is the really famous point of the whole conspiracy theory. And you have to put she says you have to put a cover, a wee photo of the cover, right? That's fine.
Wee photo of the cover.
Also says that the lower half of this burial scene shows yellow flowers shaped as Paul's bass. So his bass guitar, apparently it's the shape of Paul's bass, right? And some people think that it spells out Paul with an A. It's also a left-handed bass. Now, if you don't know Paul McCartney, the original or the fake, is a left-handed player, right? So it's not a lot of people are left-handed players, right? And he's the only left-handed one in the Beatles, right? He goes on to talk about how Paul is the only band member facing the other way, and that how Ringo points on the back sleeve is pointing to a lyric that says at Wednesday 5 a.m, which is apparently when he died. And in the 19 whatever year it was, I forgot, November the 5th of Wednesday, it was a fucking Wednesday. I don't know what I'm reading here. Right, he talks about all the other covers and the album sleeves and the Follow Sgt. Pepper. The Magical Mystery Tour has a 23-page photo book inside it. Right? The idea, because I don't fucking care. However, this would be funny if it was true. Paul McCartney is the guy that claims it's a fake Paul McCartney. Now, Big Billy Shears, right? It's Big Billy. It's because he doesn't look different. He's wearing some plain clothes and hair and all this kind of stuff. He also gets a fucking mention in the album.
Right.
It kind of had a wee book. When you used to get albums and you would open the book and have a wee look. Billy gets a mention.
You don't get them now, do you?
I don't think so.
You used to get
Spotify now.
Put it and it was like you get a lyric book in it.
Aye. And at the back it tell you who they liked. I used to read them all the time, like see the back of the kind of albums and it would say stuff like fucking bands, shoes and all this kind of stuff, and it's all these fucking bands saying
special thanks to.
Special thanks, that's it, aye.
I'm sure there's a couple of Aerosmith ones that's special thanks to. Cocaine. Just piles it.
The entire country of fucking Colombia. Look, this goes on, right, and these kind of wee, I'm going to call them coincidences, right, because there's another photo, they're all sitting together. Paul's got an armband on that says OPD, right? Apparently this is terminology for officially pronounced dead.
Right.
But it could also mean old Hervey Doug.
Aye.
You know what I mean?
Oh, fuck, right. Paul's dead. What are we going to do now?
Oh, Paul's dead, aye.
Oh, Paul's dead.
There's loads of pictures. So there's pictures and things like that go on, and these are very circumstantial, right? This wee fucking guy, and funnily enough, he's no fucking named in any of this, right? And that's where it goes on, right? It talks about the album cover for Abbey Road, who's led by John, who's dressed in white, and he's to represent God. Now, that cunt thought he was God, but he wasn't.
Aye, he had a fucking complex about him.
Oh, absolutely. Right? And then he's followed by Ringo, dressed in black, represent the Undertaker. Right. Then we've got Paul.
That would have been loud. I've just not.
Then we've got Paul, who's symbol of the resurrected because he's wearing no shoes. He walked out of a grave because apparently on the left-hand side of Abbey Road's a graveyard. Idea, right? And then there's a car in the background. And the license plate says 28 LF IF. Never mind. But That's apparently to cover the fact that Paul would have been 28 that year.
Right, okay.
So a lot of this is circumstantial, however. Some of it holds weight, right? So then there's music clues. Sgt. Pepper's title track is a lyric that makes people very suspicious. It says, "Let me introduce you to the one and only Billy Shears and Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band."
That's a bit straight to the point, is it not?
That fucking blazing in it. You know what I mean?
This is Billy. This is the Paul.
Here's the guy we didn't get in to replace the fucking guy that died.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So then we've got the Day in a Life lyric where he says, "Blew his mind out in a car and didn't even notice that the lights had changed. A crowd of people stood and stared. He's seen his face before." And this is about the car accident, right? Because apparently Paul was beheaded. This is the kind of underlying thing that he gets his fucking head chopped off. Then later in the song, Lady Madonna, I think it's called, said to be sang in Billy's own voice, right? Which confused people because they all thought somebody let Ringo out from behind the drums to sing. But it's actually for Billy. Right? Then there's more of this, man. Then with the song "I Am the Walrus," right? So Big Tragic O'Hara loves that song, right? "I Am the Walrus," which is a huge part of conspiracy theory. If you remember the Magical Mystery Tour album, someone in the front dressed in black, while the other people are behind dressed in white. The person in the black is said to be Paul McCartney with the walrus mask on. Now you need to put a photo of that to show the wherever it goes. To show the fucking the cover, right? Claim is that the walrus is an ancient Greek for corpse, right? And at the end of the song, "I'm a Walrus" contains excerpts from King Lear. And these are all talking about death, and it's on top of the radio broadcast. And this is the hint of the announcement of Paul's death. Played backwards, apparently you can hear someone going, "Paul is dead."
That's the one I've heard, and I remember.
Right.
Is it's A Day in the Life. It's a bit and hit. You play it backwards. It says, "Was it Paul is dead? We miss him. We miss him."
Right.
Okay, we're going to need to get like a fucking record now. Let's test this.
Yeah,
fucking scratch the shit out of somebody's vinyl.
It's a fucking insane in the membrane.
There was another one. Aye. I think there's a. I listened to it backwards one in. Is it Strawberry Fields?
I'm just about to talk about that. Ian.
No, right. Where are you going?
So
jump lead.
Perfect segment across. Right. So in the Glass Onion, Lennon goes on to say that Walrus was Paul, which many people think is a hint to say, "I am the Walrus." And we remember that walrus apparently means corpse or dead in Greek. It means "I am the corpse." The walrus is Paul. Paul is dead.
Paul's dead.
Right. The end of Strawberry Fields, you can hear a voice saying, "I buried Paul."
It's supposed to be John Lennon. That was the one idea. That's supposed to have been Lennon saying, "I was the one that buried Paul."
So other ones have developed over time. Is it Sgt. Pepper cover in the corner next to a doll wearing a "Welcome to the Rolling Stones" jumper is a red driving glove which symbolises a car crash. Now that's a lot of that's weak, right?
There's a lot
bass guitar
in that album though.
Aye. Bass guitar has only got 3 strings, which symbolises Paul is the missing string of the band, which leaves only 3 of them left. Right. So fuck knows. Also, like, this one's a fucking magic. If you hold a mirror over the Lonely Hearts on the drum logo in the centre of it, there appears to be Roman numerals that spell out 11-9, which is a reference to McCartney dying on November, which is the 11th month, the 9th day 5 a.m. We said before. Now, I could hold a mirror up to anything and say, right, this is what this means, right?
Aye.
Don't worry, it gets deeper. So, on the Magical Mystery Tour, there is the word Beatles spelled out the stars. You view that upside down, because, you know, Beatles people like a wee... Right? And you watch it upside down.
You view it from
apparently,
a hazy lens.
Apparently it spells out the phone number, which took you to a Paul's Dead hotline. Now, I couldn't find this phone number. I did find this phone number. I'm pretty sure it would be still running.
No,
years on.
I wouldn't imagine at this point it would be.
No. But, right. So,
I'm gonna be quick.
Stop Googling shit. Stop Googling shit and
right,
listen.
Right. Okay.
You're looking at that upside down?
I can see what you mean.
Right. So apparently it's a phone number. Paul's Dead. Right. And on the White Album, in the song I'm So Tired, it's at the track in a few seconds of gibberish. If you play that backwards, it sounds like Paul's a dead man. I miss him. I miss him.
No.
Right. After all that, the actual journalist goes on to say, this is all one boy that said this, right? Goes on to say that he invented many of them, or at least overinterpreted of them, but the seeds were planted, and this went fucking back in the day viral, which means newspaper, radio, fucking
folk the pub style.
Possibly television. Right.
Paint the flag on it. Do you hear about Paul McCartney?
Big Paul's dead.
He's dead.
You kind of get wee Billy for down the road. Wee Billy. Oh, that's shite, man. He was a gidgeon on the shift.
Wee Billy with a gammy leg. Talks like skates occasionally.
Aye, they gave him a tash. What do you mean they gave him a tash? Aye, come out a bag. What the fuck?
Stick this on, William. Come with us. Would you like to be rich and famous, Billy? Fucking right, I would. Can you talk like a scouser?
Top shit in the woods. Right, so the radio station that started this, and how they started this fucking nonsense. They did a 2-hour radio show called the Beatle Plots. Right. And this is infamous, but it was fake, right? So they kind of tried to cash in on a kind of virality. It's a word. Anyway, apparently this is what kind of really happened, was that Paul McCartney was feeling pretty shit, and he just had a daughter. So he'd kind of suffered from depression and he fucked off for 3 years. That's what apparently is the true story, but we know that he died. So,
bit of credibility,
he's always
conspiracy theory side. Did don't sue us.
Right. You heard it here first, failed once. Right. Billy, don't sue us. We're Scottish Day. We don't have any money unless you sign up to Patreon and give us £1. Pay off Paul McCartney or Billy. Ringo Starr said something funny about it. He said if folk want to believe it, then they can believe it. It says it's not true. Right? John Lennon, a fucking loose cannon if you ask me, said that the rumour was insane, but great publicity. And he's got the right idea. So, if that happened at the time of your album launch, you'd be like, fuck it, Paul, away down to fucking Scarborough for a week and we'll just let this run, will we? You know what I mean? Well,
even bad publicity is good publicity when it comes to launching things.
Exactly. Exactly.
Well, no. I was going to say someday there, but I'm not going to. Somebody very recently put herself front and centre. It just so happens that she's got an album coming out.
Taylor Swift. That's fucking 3 episodes we've talked about her. When are you just going to...
I'm rapidly going off that woman.
I think you want to pump her.
No, but...
Hey, moving on. I've got a wee bit left about the story, right?
Right. I'm squirreling.
So in 1969, Life magazine broke into Paul's home, apparently. he went fucking tonto when they realised they caught him on camera. Right? It wasn't good. So he did an interview with them, right? Did a photo shoot with his family and his wife and his kids. Now, bear in mind, this is apparently when he's dead or he's got depression, right? So he was fucking aging, right?
As you would be, yeah, I'd imagine.
It seems like...
Can we have a quick word, Paul? No, I'm having a shite. Get the fuck out of my house.
No, fucking Gogglebox is on. Beat it. You know what I mean? Right, so... From the hype and all this kind of stuff, this means that the press and all that hounded the poor guy. Be it Billy Shields or be it Paul with depression. Like depressed Paul, right? And it's something that he's fucking no happy about. Because the Beatles were with Capitol Records at the time, and apparently they kept pushing it, so that publicity would just grow and grow and grow. So therefore, the sales of the albums would grow and grow and grow. You know, but it's like, see when someone says like, a painting's worth fuck all until the artist dies.
Aye.
You know what I mean? So if Paul dies off, like, what was it, fucking Wacko Jacko, his album sales went through the roof when he died.
Nah, you find that with fucking, well, a conspiracy theory, but you find that with most, what, even recently, artists, and you notice their albums bump up the charts and all that.
No, it certainly seemed that they've played into it, right? So there's a conspiracy, right? This leads on to the Beatles, right? That you can't be in that much of the public eye, not on some mere conspiracy theories, right? Now this one, what was it we were talking about the first episode?
First episode?
Huh.
The Moon Landings.
Right.
Stanley Kubrick.
What was it based on?
Stanley Kubrick filming the Moon Landings.
And what was it Stanley Kubrick was filming?
What? A joke about that.
Shining.
Aye. Stanley Kubrick had his apology for filming the Moon Landings in The Shining. Watch episode 1 if you've not seen it.
Right.
Aye.
Stephen King book. Right. You heard the conspiracy theory that John Lennon wasn't killed by Mark Chapman, not the fucking Match of the Day presenter, but the actual guy that killed, but he was killed by Stephen King instead.
Right, okay.
Right.
No.
So this is a theory from a man called Stephen Lightfoot, and he's a fucking loser. He's dedicated his life to it.
Good sir.
He drives around a van that says Stephen King killed John Lennon.
Right.
He became known to people in the public when he interrupted a town council meeting to talk about his theory. Right? And this is it, right? So according
we've got the new string back. Hold a minute, I've got something else to discuss.
Fucking
again, fuck
hold on a minute. There's an A in it. Who let you in?
You were bought the last one.
According to him, right, Stephen King looks like Mark Chapman. Now, I don't know what Mark Chapman looks like, right? But he was given permission to kill John Lennon by Richard Nixon and Ronald Reagan, who were annoyed by John Lennon's pacifist efforts and attitude towards the Nixon administration.
Right. Okay.
Thinks that Chapman was a paid lookalike, misleading you and thinking it was actually Stephen King that did it. Chapman got the bullet for it, but it was Stephen King.
Right. Okay.
Bear in mind, this is him getting kicked out of council meetings and driving about in a van. He believes that codes are written in the headlines that surround John Lennon's death. He said that Nixon tried to deport John Lennon in the 70s because of the shite about the Vietnam War and how influenced he was, right? says that Stephen King writes all about it in Salem's Lot. Right, that was 5 years before John Lennon was killed. He writes about shooting a man in the shoulder blades, stalking a politician with a gun, and Johnny being the main character.
Right, okay.
He believes that Stephen King writes to him under a fake name, and he says that he admits his crimes. The second letter is even signed by Stephen King. This boy's a fucking space cadet.
He's got to have bouncy walls in his room, does he?
He's got one of the hug me jackets.
Nice, you know what I mean? Jackets, right? The M's that get him like that.
If no one will love me, I love myself. He says the second letter was given to him on the anniversary of Nixon's resignation. He thinks that it is a bribery attempt. AKA say, back the fuck off. Right.
Stephen King killed John Lennon. Right.
Even Lightfoot. As of 2023, he's still convinced. He's written up a statement in May of 2023. He has a website.
Right.
He's got a website.
Right. That's a rabbit hole I'll leave for the night, I think.
So that's today's conspiracy theory, right? Now, let's go for the Paul McCartney one first, right? It's a lot of information, and I think it's a lot of, but if you turn your head that way, it looks like this. It seems a lot of circumstantial shit.
There's a lot of folks seem to be kind of hell bent and putting confessions into things. Just when we were mentioning Stanley Kubrick the other day, and apparently The Shining's an entire confession. Yeah, we've got the Beatles now have had a confession in Sgt. Pepper's album.
What, that Paul McCartney died, get decapitated, they found a boy in Scotland to play him?
Paul's deed. If you look carefully enough at their album, then there's fucking... We've had clues on it. Because we can't actually just come out and say, Paul had his head torn off in a car crash.
I broke my chair. Right, that happened today, right? So there's a few famous ones that you love, right?
Replacements
today. Replacements, right? Body doubles, whatever. There's a few of them that you are into, and I know that. That's why I picked this subject. But you think it's true, Paul? Did or no?
I don't know, because I've read this, like the Paul McCartney one. If he's a lookalike, he's a very fucking close lookalike.
You be careful, because you're gonna get splinters in your asshole if you're sitting in the fence.
I don't
think it's true.
I don't know about Paul McCartney, no. Because you look at... I've heard this entire theory before, and it's like, if you look at a picture of Paul McCartney, then and now, you can see, obviously, age is taking his toll on him, despite his attempts to...
It looks like a melted welly.
Despite his attempts to try and keep it that way, but... No, I'll say no with Paul McCartney. I think it's... Other ones that you're probably going to go into that I'd say, maybe, but... No, I think...
The John Lennon one, I think, is hilarious. I think that's fucking madness. I think that's just utterly brilliant.
There was always stories about who killed Lennon though, and why. I've heard that you mentioned, like, because he was such a pacifist and against was it Vietnam at that time?
Vietnam War, aye. The rumours are that it was the CIA and all these people, and it was the same people that fucked off Kennedy and all this pish.
I've
never heard anyone say it was Stephen King.
The American government needed the backing for the Vietnam War because it wasn't going fucking to plan.
It was a failure, and that's why prison sentences in America are so large for hippies and black people. Because at that time, hippies and black people were against the organisation and against the administration. So I think it was Reagan at the start of it put up minimum sentences to keep these people off the streets.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a whole fucking bit of profiteering as well. But unlike it was done in by the US government, not by Stephen King. However, I am going to go on that website.
Still be good.
I'm still going to go on that website. Now, you've got a famous one that you like.
Mm-hmm.
Avril.
Melissa Vandell. With Vandella. Melissa
Is this the
Vandella.
body double?
Right. Better known these days as Avril Lavigne. Because it's not the same one.
What's your proof, though? Apart from sending pictures of her tits out.
It's not the same one. You can tell the difference.
How?
Because
people get older, though.
People do get older, like Paul McCartney.
Oh,
and they change. But
Billy.
There's something about the Avril Lavigne one. She looks the same. Somebody said, I remember reading somebody said about fucking Megan Fox. Isn't the same one that was in Transformers.
Michael Bay asked her to come over and wash his car. That's how she got the job. Yeah.
Right, aye. That's done that.
He probably frequents a lonely island.
Mm-hmm. Aye. Get my islands you're talking about. But they're saying, aye, she's not the same person. She's a body double and all that shit. But I think that's more to do with surgery.
What was the other one?
Than anything else.
Eminem. She's
Eminem. Somebody said Eminem's because Eminem, the original Eminem, Marshall Mathers died in basically when he started looking at height his fame.
Overdose or something.
An OD, and he was replaced with somebody. You look at the side by side pictures, you can see, like, no, there's wee difference there in his nose, or like. Grew up into the bridges, into his eyebrows.
Yeah.
But again, you need to take into consideration what age is Eminem now.
About 50.
Exactly. He's going to be older. He's going to be a lot older than what he was early 2000s.
Mm-hmm. He's half the gear, apparently.
He's been half the gear for years, but.
So that's going to take him. Unlike Steven Tyler.
No. Right. I remember, I think there was no mention in one of the episodes about him by fucking, he was in James Corden.
Eminem?
Steven Tyler. James Corden asked him how much he'd spent in gear, of course his career.
Oh, aye. Says about £1 million or something.
About £3 million.
Aye.
Then you wonder why he looks different.
He looks different because, I don't know.
He looks
just
different.
Always looks different.
Because his face.
See, Avril Lavigne. Mm-hmm. I just think she looks older and she's had a bit of work done. You know that? She's not going to look like that stupid wee lassie that used to sing about being complicated and let's trash them all. Fuck up. I mean,
it's her eyes.
She's obviously going to look different.
Because I've got a photo. I've got a photo of the early one and I think my one sitting there.
Now, what did we sit and watch on Friday night?
I did tell you.
Tell the viewers what we sat and watched on Friday night.
Something about cosmetic surgery, right? So obviously, we need to take into consideration the fact that these folk are getting older, and there is a whole, with it breaking into a Disney song, a whole new world of cosmetic surgeries. It's just
watched a man get his willy bigger.
And that was...
It's horrible.
Jesus fucking Christ.
It's research purposes, so it is, for an episode.
He's planning and
paying for it. I'm paying for fuck all, that's why I'm plugging the Patreon.
It's no the lift, it's for him to get dick extensions.
I need a dick extension. My missus isn't limping enough. So there's all these kind of surgeries and stuff like that people can get. I think it's the same people, right? I think it's very if it's going to be a proper body double, what would be the purpose, right? Avril Lavigne, really not as influential as Paul McCartney or Eminem.
Aye, but right, Avril.
What's the point?
Avril Lavigne. How's that? Her name's
hard to say that, isn't it?
Hard to say. Right, her and Eminem. You're gone
right
for being a young nobody into being there's some limelight. Fucking go for it. Sing songs. You're famous. It's dealing with that. Do you imagine having to deal with going for being able to walk down the street to not being able to fucking have a pish without checking somebody's taking a picture of you or that?
I'm sure that's Eminem lyrics, is it not?
Probably.
But here's the thing, right? Now, I'm going to remove Eminem from the equation here, right? I'm actually going to say Eminem's up there with the kind of fucking Paul McCartney, right? Musical genius, right? If he died, okay. Let's fucking about. If Avril Lavigne died, why wouldn't they just come out and say, oh, she's dead? How would they continue her career? That's like saying, what's that, boy? What's that?
Why would a music company continue their career?
What's that, boy?
Make money.
No. Hold on. What's he called? Sam Smith, right? Loser, right? Loser.
No,
deliberately,
there's
probably the
words
worst.
I could use to fucking describe that.
Right. Probably deliberately the worst thing for the LGBTQ plus community is that boy, right? He did. He wouldn't make a fucking body double. Would profit on the albums because he's dead. Avril's the same, right? Avril's no all of that. She's no great.
She was at the time.
She did. She was at the time.
How big was it? Think how big she was at the time, though.
I don't know, man. I listen to real punk rock.
No, you don't. You listen to Avril.
I would. I listen to her sing me to sleep. She's signed by Travis Barker's record label now, DTA Records. Do you think that this body double's been brought in to continue album sales?
What's the point? The entire point of music industry now is to make money.
Money.
It's
always been about money.
Recently, only music that's been brought out is to make money. It's.
Yeah.
I'm going to sound like an old cunt here, but most it's shite.
Yeah.
Right. You don't get bands that sing all their own tunes, play all their own instruments, write all their own stuff.
It's a guy in a laptop.
Aye.
That's what it is.
The best example of this was it's the Beyonce
Skrillex.
tune. No, the Beyonce tune, Who Run the World. Right? It's the same fucking lyric every fucking 2 lines or something.
Yeah.
There's something like 16 writers and producers on that.
Right.
16 are fucking more. There's more than that. There's like fucking 100. I've seen this. Like,
each
list. An entire team
Aye.
just to write this tune. And it's right. Freddie Mercury wrote Bohemian Rhapsody Sale. And then 4 of them played it. So that's an 5 people in entirety wrote probably, arguably, one of the greatest tunes ever. And yet, more modern day, she's 30, 40 folk fucking writing garbage.
They don't write their own songs anymore. And
that's what I mean.
You know the best thing about these songwriters get royalties. Aye, it's about money.
So why would you put a body double in?
Is Avril Lavigne really a cash cow?
I bet she's
really a cash cow.
Eminem definitely, because Eminem's still.
Oh, aye. He's still
relevant.
He's still punch shit out, right? What?
Mahil.
So what's the name of the body double? What's her name?
Melissa Vandella.
Where did they find her? She Canadian or not?
Apparently she was a pal.
Hooters girl.
She was like in our kind of social circle.
And how has Avril Lavigne met her demise?
Well, apparently she didn't waiver so.
She was famous.
Because it got too much to her.
because she got divorced for every other fucking Canadian musician.
Has that been her? Or has that been this other lassie?
Oh,
See, yeah, you started this and I'm fucking... I'm flinging one at you.
I started it with Paul McCartney, that's what I started it with. I didn't start it with fucking Avril Lavigne.
Well, I think the pressure of being in the music business and being famous all of a sudden gets to you.
I wouldn't know.
See, no, I wouldn't ken
either. But like Amy Winehouse and all that, aye.
She was a junkie.
Is it the 27 Club?
I don't even defend her because she was just a sparking smack kid.
What about Kurt Cobain?
Kurt Cobain, I imagine, put the shotgun in his mouth because he had to deal with fucking what's her face. Because I think she was a fucking heat nipper.
You know what? I hate Nirvana. You know that?
I like one Nirvana tune, and it is the most fucking obvious one.
I don't like any of them. I think they're overrated, overplayed. I just don't get it.
Are they famous? Are they famous because he's dead though?
Yeah. Avril Lavigne could have her fucking t-shirts in Topshop.
Again, still, it's about making money.
Aye.
See,
Nirvana record sales must have fucking absolutely made more posthumously in that for our time.
Aye.
And when he was alive.
Aye.
Bear in mind it's been a longer time that the band, but you know what I mean. The band wasn't going as long as he's been dead, but it must have made more money.
I'd imagine Avril Lavigne still makes money, so they would need a face to go with.
Buying this shit.
See the thing. See what I'm saying about the sudden thing with a fame, right? And this is going to lead on to another episode on another fucking conspiracy theory. Half an inch nose. Right. You can only go so long before the fame gets too much for you and you want out. Right. Same as covering up something's happened to them. Yeah, but there's other ways of faking it to get out the limelight. Elvis Presley is the one I'm going to go for here, right? Because I don't believe Elvis is dead, right? And I'll
go into it. Let's save it.
I'll give you a name to Google, and you can have a wee nosy. It's Bob Joyce, right?
You sent me this video.
Bob Joyce is fucking amazing, right?
Is this the boy singing in the bar?
This is the boy. He's a kind of pastor. I think he's a pastor in the church. But there's a video of him, this is how it kind of started. He's, believe it or not, his son is an Elvis impersonator. Right? And his father sitting in a club or something, he's singing a song, put the mic in front of his face, got him to sing an Elvis tune, and holy fucking Christ. You can't fuck. There's like, Elvis was talented, Elvis could actually sing. And see when you hear them singing, it's fucking amazing.
Aye.
That's going to be an episode, by the way. We're going to have a look and see if Bob Joyce is actually Elvis. But again, that's another kind of why have the body double. Well, Elvis just didn't have a body double. He just fucking faked his altogether. But the likes of Avril Lavigne
just left
would still be making money at the time. Elvis had made all his money. Well, actually, his managers had made all his money.
His manager made all the money, aye.
You seen that film?
Fucking brilliant film. I like it.
Is it?
Quite like it.
Tom Hanks, wasn't it?
Tom Hanks. Aye,
he's a bastard. But what the likes of Avril would still be kind of relevant and still be able to make money off at the time. Whereas Elvis he'd made all his, just says, right, just, I'm away. I'm going to kid on. I'm a pastor.
Fucking
change my name and everything.
What's that over there?
What's that? Oh, I've died on the toilet eating a cheeseburger.
Elvis has left the building.
No, you didn't. So, but
right,
I believe for the, I honestly think it will be financial. The Beatles would be the same. Like Paul McCartney, if you come out and says Paul McCartney's dead, you're going to get the spike in album sales, right? Which is eventually going to deal with you. And the Beatles is just going to, well, they're going to become, but they're the new. Older generations care about the Beatles.
Yep.
You ask...
Mine's don't care about the Beatles.
What do you call them?
Under 20.
Gen Z.
Millennial. Gen Alpha.
By the way.
I don't know what. I'm a prick, that's what I am.
A Gen Z are that who the Beatles are, or name a Beatles tune, they're not going to tell you.
No.
And they've kind of faded away. Whereas the longer you can keep a bit of fame going. I've seen, actually, just somebody else we mentioned, I've seen like folk interviewing like young audience, Gen Z and that, and asked them who Eminem was and had no fucking clue.
Aye, I've seen the ones. It's Blink 182 and all like that. Well, this sounds like classic rock.
This is the stuff my dad listens to, and he suddenly grey hairs. My beard goes grey, a lot like Santa Claus.
It is going grey.
I've ginger in here.
Oh, mine's is going grey.
But you
I've got Gandalf greys.
Came out to say about ginger hair down here.
You ginger pubes?
Yeah, I'll let you Google that and tell you. MD that Ken's is watching this. If you get ginger hair around there,
he eats too much muff.
It means some. He scaled too much tomato sauce.
Just fucking stealing the free sachets. Just fucking running about Tesco cafes.
Did you see bits actually?
You see a boy went to all fucking 28 Greggs in Newcastle? Something like that. In one day, they went to all 28 Greggs. I think it was in Newcastle or Manchester or one of these places. And he had a sausage roll for all the Greggs in one day.
28 sausage rolls?
Yeah.
That's impressive, actually.
He might be dead.
That's impressive.
Might be dead. Right, so Paul McCartney, what you saying, I or no?
No, I think it's the OG.
I think it's fake. What about John Lennon and Stephen King? I'm going with no with that.
Suspicious about John Lennon. There's something suspicious about John Lennon.
Right, but
the fact that the government didn't hide the fact that they didn't like him. Because his pacifist fucking attitude towards everything.
This question's based on the fact that did the government put Stephen King up to kill him?
I don't believe Stephen King, no. Well, why Stephen King? Why Stephen King like a fucking trained marksman or something? Was he a fucking...
Oh, I don't think so. I think Stephen King's just good with a pen.
Could you get him to do it so nobody would go, oh, Stephen King, didn't it? Because it's like the perfect cover. Like, where the fuck would I actually suspect?
What the fuck? Stephen King, shut up.
Like,
He writes scary movies, he's not a fucking hitman.
Who the fuck would actually suspect him? What fucking... Who did it? Stephen King, didn't it? What, the writer?
Like Stephen Lightfoot suspect him.
Aye. Everybody's just looking at you like, seriously?
Aye. This is why we don't let you in here anymore, man.
You're bought for these meetings, get the fuck out.
You're bought. What did we tell you? We don't care who Billy Shears is. What are you talking about? No, Walt Disney's no out in the forest.
Walt Disney's running about Bohemian Grove without any pants on.
I know you believe the Avril Lavigne one, don't you?
I don't think she looks the same.
So it's an aye or a no. You're not allowed to sit in the fences.
Is Avril Lavigne a body double? Aye.
Eminem?
I don't know. Because see, again, you look at him, back, he was a lot flatter in the face and that, but that's obviously been the drugs that's done that to him.
Aye.
He's a bit more clapped in now, but I think there's a chance Eminem.
Age. Right. Okay.
The story could fit. First, his fame that's been flung him. There's an example, right?
He hated it.
Fame been flung at you, and you're no taking it real. Fucking Kanye West is a fucking heat case.
You heard about Ozzy Osbourne?
What?
So he's sampled. Kanye West asked. So Sharon Osbourne's Ozzy Osbourne's manager.
Mm-hmm.
Right? He asked Sharon if he could use a sample for the 1980 something or other big minutes of War Pigs. I don't know what part of the song it is. You know what War Pigs is? Doo-doo. Generals gather in a mass. Doo-doo. Right? So that's War Pigs for people who are deaf. Apparently Kanye West asked for permission to sample this. The Osborne camp said no, and apparently he's done it anyway. Now, I tried to find this song, I tried to listen to it, but he's not released it yet. Then Ozzy Osbourne released a statement saying he asked him, we said no, we do not support or allow this man to use our music. He's an anti-Semite and all this kind of stuff, and he's a fucking lunatic.
He's a fucking... Now,
if Ozzy Osbourne's calling you a fucking lunatic, you want to get yourself checked
levels.
Out. You know what I mean? There's a certain level there that's just no right. But never mind he's releasing all the fucking swastika fashion.
Aye, Kanye is one of the prime examples of somebody getting fame and it's just went straight to his fucking head. Because the College Dropout album, I think that was Kanye's first fucking proper big fame album. Right? It was brilliant, right? And then obviously the more money he got, the more fame he's got, and I think getting in with the Kardashians didn't help him much, and he's fucking bonkers, man. Or
cutting about with fucking tights.
Is he bonkers? Or is it an act?
That's an air fucking episode.
That's Kanye nuts.
That's an air episode. It's Kanye nuts. We'll wrap it up there.
Aye.
What's the sign off? If you like this, like, subscribe, comment, share. If you don't like it, well, then why the fuck did you listen to it?
Subscribe and follow.
Subscribe and follow. Go on, thumbs up thing. Over to all the old haunts social medias and say you've listened to it and you think it's absolutely fucking shite or great.
We'll need to get a wee,
also, if you want to
ping up thumb thing, just ding.
A wee ping up thumb thing. That's what we want. Also, if you want to support us, Patreon, down, buy us a can of juice. That's us. What's your sign off the week?
Aye, that's a bit. That's where
this one tamer than the last one you sent me.
Well, I had I'll come up with some kind of racist joke. What's black and never works?
Kanye West.
Decaffeinated coffee. See, there's a lesson there. Don't be a racist, right? Be a panda.
A racist?
Don't be a racist. You be a panda because they're black, white, and Asian. Right, something for you to think about for the week, right? And
right, here we go.
I came across this, and as we've mentioned that fella earlier on, Mr. Walt Disney, right? So Disney World has a big, massive, strict list of rules for its employees. They're not allowed to do certain things in front of guests. Right, so see the characters, folk in the suits, Mickey's, Minnie, Donald, blah blah blah, all the new characters. Did you ken if one of them dies in the suit, something happens, they take no wheel, kill her in the suit in the middle of the park the day, they're not allowed to move them. They have to sit them down on a bench, somebody sits with them, and they have to sit there until the park shuts. See if folk want 40s, they sit down and get their 40 10. So if you've ever been to Disneyland and you've got a 40 10 with one of the characters sitting down, which that's the only time they're allowed to do it, the chances are there's something wrong with the person in the suit, and there's a chance they could be dead because they're not allowed to move them while there's people in the park.
What the fuck?
Now, I read this and thought it was bullshit, so I went and down mad rabbit hole, and apparently it's true. And it's fucking, we could do an episode on that actually ourselves, and it's a list of rules that Disney's got. But if you've ever been to Disneyland and you've got a lovely picture of you sitting next to Mickey or Donald, and they're sitting down, they're not standing, chances are they might be dead. So leave you with that wee thought, and we'll see you the next time. Bye, everyone.